it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 52 of Chance Ball, and this one is titled A Welcome Release. Here is just a polite warning before we start. There is a scene in this chapter that I've had to skip quite heavily over, but as you all know, the completed book without any of the scenes being chopped out can be found on my Quirky Fanfics website. The link is free from my Patreon. Patreon is the same name as here, MLB224 Fanfics. Free to join to get to the website to read the scenes that have been taken out. If you dare. That I should add that in, if you dare. Okay, so without further ado, let's keep going on the chapter. The hug that he then delivered was one that you would remember for the rest of your life. His strong arms almost crushing you as he delivered all of his sorries, concerns, begging for forgiveness, and promises to change. You tried to speak, but it was impossible to even hear yourself think over the top of his bone-crushing hug. Your sobs were also making it harder to gather a breath for everything you wanted to say. "I'm sorry," he stated in a low voice as he held you in the hallway, not caring who else was around. "I'm sorry." You cry mumbled out something that he couldn't decipher, so he just squeezed you harder. "This is all on me. I did this." "I don't like who we're becoming," you finally sobbed out, pulling back from him enough to get your sentence out. "I know. I'm sorry," he said again, not even caring if he sounded soft. There was a time for everything, and now was not the time to try and put on airs of indifference. The bell rang as you stood there hugging, and in a fit of embarrassment you quickly grabbed his hand and turned to run, dragging him off down the hall so you could get out of everyone's way and not cause a scene with your tears. Without even thinking, you dragged him off to the car park, and you were both in the car before you realised it, heading home. Nothing needed to be said during the drive, and as you pulled up into the driveway you both suddenly knew what you needed to do. Jumping out of the car, you both ran for the front door, with Dabi trying to slam the keys into the lock quicker to open it so you could both enter. "Go, go, go!" you chanted, whacking him on the back between his shoulder blades with a loose fist as he overexcitedly jiggled the keys around until it unlocked the door. You weren't exactly sure how you got up into the bedroom, but by the time your back hit the mattress, your clothes were completely gone, as were Dabi's. Dabi nodded. Wiping the sweat from his brows, he flopped down beside you and pulled you in for a sweaty hug. "How's work been?" he asked, his heart still beating rapidly in his scarred chest. It's been pretty good," you replied. "I'm the till ninja." "The hell's a till ninja?" he asked as he lay there, staring at the ceiling with his fingers gently swiping back and forth across your bare shoulders. "When someone buys something and I punch it in, and then when I press enter, the till pops open with a ding sound, but I can slam it shut so quickly it doesn't even have time to make the ding noise." "I reckon I could beat you," Dabi replied confidently with a smirk. "Oh yeah, hotshot? Come by and try it then." "When's your next shift?" he asked. "It's tonight, isn't it?" "Crap!" You wrenched yourself up and looked around for a clock. "What time is it? I work at 5:30. "It's only early afternoon," Dabi said, yanking your naked form back down onto his. "Calm down. I'm driving you to work tonight anyway." "Oh," he replied with a smile as he lay back down. "Are you picking me up from work too?" "Yeah, don't have work tonight," he replied. "The girls are resting before their game." "Oh, that's right, the game's this weekend. Do you think they're ready?" "Yes and no," Dabi replied. "Their weakest, I'm away, has made some great progress, but their plays as a whole are too easy to read. My left arse cheek could play better than all of them combined." "I'm imagining you playing with just your ass," he replied with a laugh. "Yeah, I just pucker all over the court," he replied with a smirk. "Return those balls with a fart." You snorted. "They can't be that bad, can they? Maybe you're just being tough on them." "Well, I don't let them sit around and play on their Instagram or whatever the hell they do." "God, you sound so old," you groaned. "You have Instagram, so I don't know why you're acting like you're 50. "Last time I posted on Insta was more than half a year ago. I could care less about social media." "Evidently," he replied with a chuckle, snuggling into his side a little more and inhaling his scent. "This is what I wanted. This chat. This is nice." "You sniffing my armpit, freaky deaky?" Dabi asked when he heard you inhale. "No," you snapped. "Okay, maybe a little. I don't know. I just breathed in." "Are you into armpits? I'm not here to judge. Let's try it," he said, rolling you over and pinning you down to the bed. "No, Dabi. No, don't touch my... Ah!" You screamed and laughed as he pushed your arms up above your head and buried his mouth against your armpit and blew a raspberry there, making you screech uncontrollably. The rest of the afternoon slowly ticked by as you and Dabi wrestled, played, did it again, and then got some food before you had a shower and got ready for work. "Come on, sexy. You're going to be late," Dabi called from the front door, the sound of his jangling keys coming from his hand. I'm coming! you shouted from the bedroom, grabbing your bag and running for the stairs. I'm taking so long because someone slammed me into the bed multiple times. Your smirk on the end of your sentence told Dabi that you were being cheeky, and he smacked you on the arse as you passed him to go out the door. I have no regrets, he said with a devious chuckle as he locked the door and you both headed to the car. He dropped you off on time and you had a quick tongue kiss in the car before you got to go to work. I was going to bum at home and then be back to beat you at shutting the till. I'll bring you home and rail you again, Dabi said casually as he got out of the car. I don't think so, he snorted. If I win, you have to let me do you. Listen, I'm into kinky stuff. I don't think shoving anything up my backside's kinky enough for me, so I'm not even going to entertain the idea, he said, his turquoise eyes half littered as he looked at you. Shake on it, you replied, putting your hand out. You have to shake on it. If I beat you, you have to let me do you. I want to try it. You might like it. The thought of it doesn't thrill me to the core, but I'm not a pussy, so okay, he said with resignation as he leaned over and bumped your fingers through the passenger window. You had to shake on it, you idiot. I'm not fist bumping. I fisted your fingers. To suck my dick, he replied with his tongue out cheekily. You poked your tongue back out at him and pulled your bottom eyelid down while stepping back from the car. Bye! I'm going to go practice so I can win for sure, you said. That's cheating, he called as he walked off. Oi, cheater, he hollered out the window. Screw you, come at me with your balls tied in bows, princess. I'm ready for you. You held your hands up in fists, mock fighting the air as he pulled all kinds of faces at you through the front windscreen of the car. You held your laughter back until you'd gotten inside and let it all come spluttering out. Is everything okay? Your boss asked you as he rounded the corner and looked at you with concern. Everything is the best it's been for a long time, you said with a smiling, radiating face. He gave you a quizzical look. I'm sorry, I overheard your conversation just now with your boyfriend and it didn't sound at all friendly to me. If we're calling each other names like that, then everything's perfect. It's when we're not talking at all or we're being normal, that's when things are bad. He shook his head in confusion, and you took the chance to slip past him to put your things away in the locker before starting work. The shift went super quick, and most people, your regulars, commented that you looked really happy, almost glowing, and you felt it. You really did. Things with Dabi were so much better. You felt connected to him again. You were mucking around like you used to, and you loved it. On the stroke of 10 p.m, Dabi came wandering into the shop and flicked his hoodie up over his head, and then turned and walked down one of the aisles nearest the door. You smirked and crossed your arms across your chest, watching him. Oi, you called out threateningly. You'd better not be here to cause trouble. He chuckled, turning the corner at the back of the aisle and walking calmly back up towards you with his hoodie still hanging low over his face. Well, what if I am here to cause trouble? Well, you'll have me to contend with, you said in a threatening, playful voice, still with arms crossed across your chest. He walked up to you and placed his hands on the counter, then looked up, his eyes burning into you, even from within the darkness of the hoodie, and you put your hands on the counter as well and stared down at him. What you gonna do now, you kinky bastard? You teased him. Quick as a flash, he sprung up and hopped over the counterport, pinning you to the back wall as his lips crashed into yours. There was no one else in the shop apart from you two. You knew that, and he knew that as well, because his walk down the aisle had been on purpose to check and make sure no other patrons were there before he jumped you. You kissed him back as he pinned you there against the wall, your tongue sliding over his and twisting around before you finished the kiss and pulled apart. Get off me, freak, you teased, pushing him back so you could get away from him. He stepped back and then grabbed you around the waist as you playfully tried to push him away. Let's rob the till and escape the country, he whispered lowly into your ear, grappling with you still. He spun you away and placed your hands down the counter, leaning into your back to hold you there with his weight as he reached past you to press the open till button on the screen. Quick as a flash, you clicked the till closed again. You were so fast it didn't even ding, and it took Dabi a good few seconds to figure out that he had pressed the button, but you'd beat him to it closing it again, and he made a noise of exclamation. What the hell? Did you shut it again? You cackled. Yes! Suck on that, mother fluffer, I'm faster than you are. Let me do it, he said, playfully pushing you aside and pressing the open till button. The cash catchment clicked open with a ding, and Dabi swore as he tried to latch it closed again quickly. You suck, you laughed. Get out of the way, noob. No, wait. He fought to keep his place there as you tried to forcefully move him away. Wait, I can do it. Stop freaking pushing him, Grandmaster. Get your hands off me. You can't beat me, and you know it, you replied, still laughing and trying to push him out of the way. I'm the master of beating things, just like how I beat your Get out, you crumpled ass pervert, you yelled, still pushing him. I was going to take the cash, but I'll take you instead. He grabbed you around the waist and hoisted you up over his shoulder. Stop just friggin' picking me up whenever you feel like it. You whacked him on his back as he carried you out into the staff area for you to get your bag. After fooling around a little more, you went about closing up while Dabi called out obscenities to you, watching you from under his hoodie. Once you'd completed your tasks, you left, hopping into the car to head home. Dabi seemed to be in a much better mood, as did you, and his fingers worked quickly to try and get inside your pants so he could cop a feel. You helped him, of course, but pretended like you were trying to stop him. So by the time Dabi pulled up in the driveway, you were ready to take things further. The second you were inside, your clothes were removed, and things got very heated very quickly. But all of a sudden, blue and red flashing lights suddenly illuminated the foyer walls, flicking across them as the lights outside moved down the road towards your house. One short blip from the police car outside heralded their arrival in your driveway, and Dabi stopped his thrusting and pulled out of you when he looked back through the window and saw the car had stopped in the driveway. "Police," he said rhetorically as he pulled his pants up. You quickly grabbed your pants as well and pulled them on, buttoning your top up hurriedly. "Why are they here?" you asked him as two police officers hopped out of the car. You both watched by the window as they approached the darkened house, as neither of you had turned the lights on inside yet. There was a sharp knock on the door, and you looked at Dabi, who took the lead and flicked the lights on the porch as well as the foyer as he pulled the door open. "Sir," he said, looking from one policeman to the other. "Why are the police there? We'll find out tomorrow. Chapter 53 coming then. I'll see you then."